Hello friends, today in this tutorial I will be building a project in Python framework Flask, and we will be building a REST API with SQLite database. So first of all I will be creating my database, SQLite database. So this is my Python code. You can see that. Let me just show you the file. This is db.py. So this will create this database.db, and it will create this table students. Now we first of all need to execute this file, which is python db.py. So if I execute this file, you will see that open database successfully, table created successfully. Now it will create this file inside my directory, which is database.py. So this is SQLite database file, and I have a graphical user interface tool here, which is SQLite Studio. I can even open this tool, open this database. I can just select this database, which is database.py. If I select this, click on OK, you will see that this is a table database which has been created, and it contains a table which is students table. It has got four fields: name, address, city, and pin code. All of the data type is text here, and the default value is null. And now if I start my server, Flask server, which is python app.py, so now it will start the server on, you can see that it has started this server on localhost 5000. If I refresh, you will see that this will contain two records, two routes. Either you can add a new student record. If I click this, there will be a form. If I fill this information, click on submit, you will see that record successfully added. Now I can click onto the go to the home option. So this will redirect me to the home page. I can even see the records, display all student records. This will display the record inside the table, and you can even check inside your table inside SQLite Studio. If you go to the data field, refresh, you will see that one field will be added. And if I want to add some other field, let's suppose address, click on submit. Now if I display it, you will see that two entries have been added. Now if I refresh it here, you will see that the changes will take place. So this will be the simplest of application that we will be building in Flask and SQLite, a simple kind of REST API. So let's get started. So this is a brand new folder here. You can see that. Let me just delete the database, previous database. First of all, we need to remove this here. So remove the database, and then we need to delete it from here. So let me just delete it. So inside my brand new folder, you can see that. Let me just open this folder. So the first thing that we need to do, we need to create the db.py file, Python file. So here this will contain the database code. So as you know that SQLite comes with a default dependency, you need not have to import it manually. So you will write here import SQLite 3. So this is a dependency in Python, and then you will have the connection variable in order to connect to the database. So SQLite 3, and it contains a method of connect. So this is a method which will connect to the database. So here you need to provide the database name. Let's suppose I provide here database dot extension of the database. After connecting to the database, we need to print out a simple message on the screen, which is we have opened the database successfully, like this. And now we need to create a table. So we will execute a simple query. So with the help of execute method, so here we will write here create table. So this is a SQL syntax here. We are following create tables, and then the table name, which is students. And after this we will provide the column name. First column name will be name, and the type will be text in all capital letters. Put a comma. The second field will be the address. So this will be ADDR. This will be again text. The third field will be city. This will be again text. And the fourth one will be the pin code. So this will be PIN. And then this will be again of type text. That's it. So we have completed the column names. So we just requires another parentheses like this. So this parentheses need to come after this like this. So after executing it, we need to print out is a message on the screen, which is table created successfully. So after you execute this query, the table will be created. So we are just printing out a message. Now we just need to close the connections. So now we can use the close method in order to close the database connection. So this is a file. We need to run this for the very first time. So as you can see here, we have got one file here, db.py. So if I execute this file, python.db.py, so you will see that it has first of all opened the database and now it has created the table. So if you see the uh, directory structure, it will contain a database.py file. So it is a SQLite database. Now I can even just open this database file inside SQLite Studio. So if I go back to my folder here, so the folder name is Flask SQLite example. So this is a database file. Click on OK. And if I open this, you will see a student table is created. It has got 4 entries: name, address, city, and PIN number, all of which the data type is text. So now we have successfully created the database and the table. Now we just need to create our Flask application. So let's get started. So just close this file, database.py. We don't need it. And for the Flask application, we will create the entry level file, which will be app.py. So here what we need to do, we need to import Flask. So if you haven't installed Flask, it is pretty simple. This is a command, pip install Flask. So just execute this command. I have already installed it, so I will not install it again. So after this, in order to import Flask, you will just from Flask you need to import the Flask library, and also some other things. We need to import the render template and the request library. So we also need to import the SQLite library, which is import SQLite 3 as SQL. So basically we are giving a symbol here. So we are importing the SQLite 3 library and we are using this as this symbol, which is SQL. So after this we need to just declare an app variable, which is Flask, and inside this we need to pass the name. So this is a standard way in order to initialize any Flask application. So after this we need to start the server. So this is pretty simple. If name is equal to main, put a colon, and inside this we need to run the app.run, and inside this we need to pass debug option to true. So basically this will allow us to auto reload the application whenever we make any sort of changes. So this is a very good option. Now we will just make a simple route. So in order to make the route, add the rate app.route. So we will make a simple get request to the home route. So when we open the home route, we need to define a function, def home function, let's suppose, put a colon, and after this we need to return a template. We can use this render template method, and we can serve home.html. So basically we need to create this home.html file. So as default, as you know, Flask, we need to create a templates folder for this, for our templates. So just create a templates folder, and inside this you need to create home.html file. So here you can just create a simple boilerplate code. So inside this we can have two anchor tags. So the first anchor tag will go to this enter new path, and it will have a text that add new student record, and the second anchor tag will go to the slash list, and it will display all student records. So now we just need to run this application. So this needs to come here, so just remove the space here. So in Python, indentation is very much important. And now in order to run this, you will just go to the command prompt and write here python app.py. So now it will start your application at port 5000. You can see that. So now you can see that it has got. So first of all, we need to close the previous application. I think that it was starting the previous application. It was now if I refresh, you will see that. So this is our application. So home.html. So here we need to have some break tags, 4 break tags. So like this, so it will create some space. If I refresh, you will see that. So as I click it, it will give me this error not found. So we need to bind this route also. So just go to your app.py, and here we will create some more routes. So now we will create app.route for enter new. So this is a route here. So when we click this route enter new, we need to have a simple form. So we will define a function for this, which will be new underscore student, and inside this we need to return a simple template, render template. So this will be student.html. Now we once again need to go to the templates folder, create this file student.html. So inside this, guys, we will have a simple form, as I already told you. So form, the action will go to, so inside this double quotes we will have double curly brackets. So inside this we will use a function which will be url underscore for, and here we will provide the add record. So let me just write this later on, so we will not be having the action. Let me first of all give it a method here. The method will be post, and inside this form we will have a heading here, which will be student information. So the first entry will be here name. So after this we will have a simple input field, input type text, and we will be giving a name attribute to it of nm. After this we will have a address field. So input, we will again have an input field, input type text, and we will have a name attribute again to add here. So this needs to be text area, not input field, because our address is big, so we will have a text area instead of input field. So this needs to be add, shorthand for address, and close the text area. So after this we will again have a break tag. So after this we will have a city, and then we will again have a text field for the city. So here we will give the name attribute to city. Again we will have a break tag, and last but not least we will have the pin code. So this will be again input type text and the name will be pin. That's it. So again give a break tag. That's it. So lastly we will have a submit button in order to submit the form. So the value will be simply submit. Put a break tag like this. So our form is ready. If I reload the application, if I go to add new student record, I once again need to re-execute it. So now the server is started. If I click add new student record, our form is ready. You can see that name, address, city and pin code. Now we just need to allow this form request to pass through inside our app.py file. So after you create this, we need to create a simple post request, post route. So here you will write app.route, and inside this you will mention slash add record, and inside our method section, so you need to have this array. So this methods either can be a post method or it can be a get method like this, and here we will be defining a function which will actually add the record for us like this. So first of all we will check that if the request dot method is post. So if this is a post method, in that case we need to process this form like this, put a colon, and inside try catch we will process this form. So we have provided this route here guys, this post route. Here we go to our HTML file student.html. We need to give it an action attribute. So the action attribute will be, so inside double curly brackets we need to use a function which is url underscore for, and inside this we will provide our add record like this, add record. That's it. So the same route that you are giving here inside app.py file, you need to give it the same route here. That's it. After making this change, we will process the form. Here we will get the entries which the user has typed. So first of all we will get the name like this, request module. We will use the request module request.form, and inside this first of all we will get the name. Secondly we will get the address, addr request.form add. So we are making use of the name attributes that we have defined here, nm, add, city and pin. So just make sure you have given the right name attribute. So next will be the city. So this will be request.form city, and for the pin here we will be having request.form pin. So after getting all the information we just need to just copy this and shift it here. As I already told you, the spacing is very much important in Python, so you need to make sure that you have the correct indentation. I have extension installed in Visual Studio, so if I click on format document, it will automatically format for me. So what is the error? Right, let me just see you. Oh sorry, we have I have this needs to be a colon symbol. That was a problem, so just add a colon symbol. After getting all this information, we just need to add this into our table. So first of all, we need to connect to our database with the connect method. So here we will provide our database name, which is database.db. So after connecting it, we will use this connection variable, put a colon, and we will get the cursor like this. So after this, you need to write another variable, which is cursor. So this will be con.cursor. This is a method, and after inserting it, you need to have a message which would be record successfully added. And after getting this, we need to execute a query in between this. So there is a query method which you can execute, which is cur.execute. So inside this, there will be an insert query. So insert into table name, which is students. So here we will provide the column names, which is name, address, city, pin, and then we will provide the values like this. Let me just create some space. So you will have the values in all capital letters, and like this: question mark, comma, question mark, comma, question mark, comma, question mark. And then let me just see, guys, just wait. So here you need to remove this double quotes and put it here like this, and here you need to put a comma, and then you need to provide the actual values, which is name, which you have got, name, address, city, and pin. That's it. So this completes our I think that one, this parenthesis is remaining, so put this parenthesis, and now the statement is completed. And now we also need to write the except block also. So with the except, so if the process doesn't execute successfully, first of all we need to roll back the connection with the rollback method like this. And secondly, we need to give it an error message, which will be here in this case, error in insert operation. I think it has indentation problem. Indentation. Yes, you can see that we have fixed the indentation. So after writing this, guys, we also need to write a finally block also. So this code will always execute no matter what, if the error take place or not. This finally block of code will always take place. We need to return a template. So here we will write render template. So this will be result.html, and now we will pass the message also in the second argument, which is message. So whatever be the message, if the records have been inserted successfully, then the success message will be passed. If any sort of error take place, the error message will pass. And lastly, we need to close the connections. So now we need to also create this file, which is inside the templates folder, which is result.html. So 2 lines of code is there inside this file. We need to print out the message inside the h1 tag, which is message inside double curly brackets. And also we will have a simple route which will go to the home route. So this will be go to home. So now I can test the application. If I refresh, you will see, if I refresh here, I think I need to restart the application. So python app.py. So now if I refresh, you will see, if I click add new student record, so this will have these fields: name, address, city, and pin code. And then if I click the submit button, you will see that It is saying to us that method not allowed. Let me just see, guys. Enter new. So let me just see inside our student.html. We have provided this property which is action URL for. So just wait, guys. Inside this we have this add record property. So URL for add record. So if you go to your app.py file, let me just see, guys. So just wait, add record. If the request dot method is post, in that case we need to inside. Let me just go to the data and refresh. Let me see, no data has been added. So there is some kind of error which is taking place. Let me just again refresh the application. I think that some kind of error is taking place. Python app.py. So it will start this application on the port 5000. If you fill out the entries, hi guys, I figured out the error. The error was pretty simple. Inside your student.html form, I was writing here except. This needs to be action. So this is my mistake. So just replace here action. And secondly, this is the optional lines. After you execute your query, you just need to write connection.commit function. So this you can just also don't write. This is optional line. After you make this change, run your server once again, which is python.app.py file. If you refresh here, you will see if I want to insert any sort of record, click on this option. I type name, city, and a pin code. Click on the submit button. You will see record successfully added. Now if I check the database, refresh, you will see that this record is added. Sanjay, this is address, city, and pin code. Now the last functionality which is remaining, we need to display all these records. If I go to this link, so it is not found, you can see that. Now we just need to create this. So inside your app.py, we just need to create this route. So this route will be pretty simple. Define this route app.route. It will go to slash list, and inside this we will define a list function, put a colon, and inside this first of all we need to connect to the database. So we will write SQL connect, again simple method. So here we will provide the database name, which is database.db, and we will write this line which is connection.rowFactory. This is a method, and this needs to be equal to SQL.row. So this line is very important. So just write this line, and after this we need to construct the cursor object, which is con.cursor. After you get the cursor, you can just execute a simple query, which is a MySQL query, which is select all from this table, which is students table. After you get all the result, we just need to get it inside the rows variable. So cursor dot fetch all. So this is a function which will fetch all the rows for us. Now we just need to return a template. So the template name will be list.html, and we need to pass this rows variable in the second argument. So rows will be equal to rows. Now we just need to construct this list.html file. So inside this list.html file, make a simple boilerplate, and inside this we will have a simple table which will have a border of 1, and we will have a table head tag. Inside this we will have some options, which is name, then we will have address, city, and pin code. So after this, guys, we will have a simple for loop which we need to write here. So here we can just have this variable which is for row in rows. We need to close this with the percentage symbol, and also we need to end this for loop, which is again, this is a syntax, and for, like this. So in between this we will write the for loop. So the for loop will be pretty simple. We will have a table row and table data, and inside this we will write row, and the entry is name. The second entry is ADDR for the address. Third entry will city, and the last one is pin code. That's it, guys. So this was the application, and one more thing, we need to have a simple anchor tag which will go back to our home route. So here we will have a label, go to home page. That's it. So now if I refresh it, this route, you will see all these entries. I need to restart the application. You will see this table. This is displaying all the records. If I go to the home page, if I add a new entry, if I change this to Sharma to Chopra, click submit, go to home, display all student records, you will see that. So now in this tutorial, guys, we have built a very simple REST API of students using the Python Flask framework and the SQLite database. And thanks very much for watching this video. If you like this video, then please hit the like button, subscribe the channel, and I will be seeing you in the next video.